Today, we're looking for one of the loudest insects. To me, their calls are the sound of summer. That's right, we're looking for cicadas today. They're amazing insects. Who would have thought such a tiny creature could make such a massive sound? And that's not the only remarkable thing. These animals spend most of their life living underground. That's right, they're only alive up top for a short amount of time. Anyway, today we're looking for one of the species that lives near me. They're called the razor grinder. And they're called that because they are loud. I can't wait to show you one. It's summer and it's hot, so we shouldn't have too much trouble finding some cicadas. Hear that droning? Can you hear them? They usually start singing once the temperature gets over 28 degrees, and they are loud. Cicadas can be tricky to locate. They're even harder to catch because they do not like being spotted or approached. I swear it just landed here. They're far out. They're so well camouflaged. I don't know where they are. I've been looking everywhere. I can hear them sometimes. I don't know where they've got to. Must be around here somewhere. Okay, I think I can see one up here. Right, ready? Ugh! Oh! This much too high. I need a longer net. There's two sure signs that there's cicadas around. One of them is there's cicada nymph shells on the trees. So when the cicadas hatch, they come out of the ground, crawl up the tree, and then they'll hatch out to take their final adult form. The other thing that tells me there's cicadas around is this deafening chorus around us. And they are razor grinders. And there's one just over there. Now that is a razor grinder. Like I said, they've got amazing camouflage. Really hard to spot straight on. I'm looking from the side so I can see him. Anyway, this one hasn't flown yet, so we might try and catch him quickly. Got it. Sounds like a female. Let's have a look. Usually the males squawk when you catch them, but the females do not. Look at that magnificent insect. It is a female. Got this beautiful black and white wing pattern, these zigzags, and it is extremely beautiful, but that is part of the reason they are so well camouflaged on the tree trunk. It just helps break up their outline. And the markings on their back, this beautiful red W on their thorax. Now, cicadas have 4 wings, 2 on each side. So they have one forewing and one hind wing, and they are just connected. There's a little hook on the forewing which drags the hind wing forward, just like that. So unhooked, that's the forewing on its own, but if you drag it against the hind wing, it pulls it forward. So that means the forewing will beat both the hind wing and the forewing at the same time. Stick her in a bag and we'll take her back, have a closer look in the lab. Now let's go see if we can catch a male. I can see one up this tree. Just need a little bit of luck. More. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Ow. Oh, that is really loud. Are you finished? This is a adult male razor grinder cicada, and I'll just try and quiet him down, but it won't work. And he is one of the loudest cicadas we have in Australia, and a real treat to see. Look at that. Beautiful markings, fantastic camouflage, and these bright orange drums. I think they're incredible. That's how he's able to make that incredible sound, by flexing a membrane underneath those drums and the abdomen, help it resonate and reverberate and hurt my ears.
Why do they call them razor grinders?
They're called razor grinders because they sound like metal on a grinding wheel, which is loud and rough, you know, abrasive sounding, like one of these. Now, only the males have these drums because they're used for calling to the females. And all the males we can hear calling right now are advertising their suitability to mate. They're calling and calling and calling. They'll find the male that has the most attractive call and they'll go and mate with him. They're incredible creatures. Now, there are over 200 species of cicada in Australia, and the razor grinder here is one of the bigger ones. There's a whole assortment of tiny cicadas that are found throughout the country. Most of the ones you probably never even see, you wouldn't notice, but they are tiny. Have a look at this one. Look at this. This is what I used to call a tom thumb cicada when I was little, but there's a whole group of species and they're all slightly different, and I think this one is a wattle cicada. You can see on this cicada, as I hold him upright like that, this long thin straw that runs between his legs, they are his mouth parts. And he uses that long straw to punch through the bark of a tree. And once he's done that, he's able to drink the sap that flows under the bark. And that sap is lovely and sweet, and that gives him the energy to call and to fly and to be a cicada. When a mummy cicada lays her eggs, she'll lay them up in a branch and probably lay 200. And when those eggs hatch, they're tiny little cicada nymphs. And those nymphs drop to the ground and burrow in under the tree until they get to the tree roots, and then their little mouth parts stick out and they stick them into a root and drink the sap, just like an adult cicada. And they live underground for anywhere up to 7 or 8 years. When the nymph has grown large enough under the ground and is old enough, they crawl out their burrows and crawl up a tree and then hatch out. And they hatch out of these. These are the cicada shells. And this is the final nymph stage. Once they hatch out of these shells, they become adult cicadas. This adult stage does not last long, only about 6 weeks. Cicadas are fabulous creatures. One of the things they're best known for is the noise they can produce. The sound that they make with their little drums can be as loud as 120 decibels. That's as loud as a chainsaw or a motorbike. Now, I'm going to go try and see if I can get one of these little cicadas to speak. Hey, how about that? There's another one in here. It's really loud. As I was saying, only the male sings, and only the male is able to produce those sounds. You can see that the female has no drums at all, and the male has these huge orange ones. Oh, What's that? You want to go? I think they want to go free. Okay, we're back out in the bush and we're just going to let go those two friendly cicadas that we captured earlier. Here they are. There's the female. Pop her on top of me. And there's the male. And off they go, just getting their bearings. All right, little fella, you can take off when you're good and ready. Well, that's all for today. So until next time, stay wild. I'm out in the bush searching for stuff, and I need you to search out the like and subscribe button for Henry's Wildlife. Stay wild.